We are quickly approaching my favorite time of year. Snowboarding season, Christmas, yay! Listen, I know this can be pretty stressful time for many of us, and one of those stresses is what do you buy someone like me that might be into videography, photography, stuff like that, but you want to keep it on the budget side? Well, you might want to look at some of the accessories that I pretty much use every single day. Now, many of these products I did purchase with my own money, but I do have some affiliate links down below. This is a great no-cost way for you to support the channel. So with that, let's jump into my tripods, my selfie sticks, how I connect my cameras to all these things in a really quick fashion. And then we'll move on to bags, some things I use when I travel. And then lastly, we'll end with a really cool deal and a bunch of really neat accessories from Insta360. All right, first, everything in my system revolves around this right here. This is the Ulanzi Quick Claw attachment. Now, I will say it is a bit pricey in my opinion. I think the combo is like $29. Sometimes you can catch it on sale for like $26. That's only going to give you this bottom plate and this top plate. So well, it is expensive. It does have a Arca Swiss kind of channel here. So if you're using Arca, you can use these as well. Or if your tripod is Arca, but it simply just connects really easily. Of course, this piece will go to your camera, and then this piece will just sit on your tripod or selfie stick. This allows me to really just move my cameras around between all the different selfie sticks and tripods and things that I use. So let's quickly now touch on what tripod that I use pretty much exclusively. This is the Umbra Video. It has a video ball head on it, and you can see I have the quick attachment here, so I can just pull my cameras on and off. You can get a sense of how big it is here. I know, listen, a lot of these are going to be Ulanzi products. I have no relationship with Ulanzi. I just think they make really good gear. This is what I travel with. This is what I take. I know it's a bit bigger, but for the cost, I mean, I think you can get this on sale for like 39 bucks, 49 bucks. This is almost like a requirement for me now, these clasps. I don't like unscrewing things. I can just flip these out and then, you know, do what I need to do in terms of height. Has all the different adjustments on it, a nice ball head. But I really do like this. It's a bit big for a travel, but listen, you're gonna save hundreds of dollars as compared to any other solution. It's super rugged. This is like a metal. I don't know what type of metal. It is pretty light for what it is, especially with a ball head on it. So again, Ulanzi Umbra Video is a tripod I recommend. Okay, folks, now selfie sticks is a whole art in itself. And I'll run you through a couple that I use and just briefly touch on why I use them. So if I'm using a 360-degree camera, then I'm probably going to be using an Insta360 camera. I truly believe they have the best 360-degree technology for cameras, but this is just their main selfie stick. This thing expands, but I use this a lot when I'm snowboarding. It's pretty lightweight. This new handle is really cool. You can actually unscrew it and you can do like this bullet time thing. But in terms of, you know, the handle now that they have, I like this much better than their older version. If I'm going to want to use that camera, not so much for like riding and stuff, I'm going to use their extra long. Now this thing, I don't know how many meters this goes out to, but it's quite beefy. It's made of almost like carbon fiber, it seems like. But yeah, this thing goes way out there. And what I like to do when it's stretched out like that, on a 360-degree camera, you can do like boom lifts and stuff like that, or you can get it over top of someone or put it straight up in the air, and it kind of mimics like a drone. So this and the other Insta360 selfie stick are the two that I use for my 360-degree cameras. I also use these for my action cameras. But mainly, if I'm going to use a 360-degree, these are the two that I'm going to use. Now, the other selfie sticks, if you will, that I use, these are kind of like hybrids a little bit. And this is another Ulanzi product. This is the MT71. And they make a couple different sizes, you can see. Now, I think this is the MT81, but these things go out, you know, real long. This is the one that I carry with me. But one of the great things about this is it has the ability, both of these do, where this tripod comes out. So this thing is great for like lights. It's great for cameras. It's also great for a selfie stick, right? So I pretty much have this as my one selfie stick that I'm gonna carry with action cameras. And again, you can see I have this, you know, quick attachment for Ulanzi. You can also lock these things. But in terms of a selfie stick, I travel with this a lot because I can just put it on the side of my backpack. Now there is one size smaller and one size bigger. I use this here in the studio, especially for lights, and sometimes to mount my bigger like DSLR camera. I think this is called the MT81, MT71, but these tripod slash selfie sticks are really good. The heads on these things are cool too because these pivot. So unlike a lot of selfie sticks where you have to add a head, this comes with this, so you can pivot up and do, you know, whatever you need to do with the selfie stick. Now, the other one I just got for Black Friday that I've been using and really liking, I put my action cameras on this. You know, if I'm gonna do any type of talking heads, I also put my bigger camera on this. And why I like this is because it has a really nice ball head again, and then you can actually do this and these flip out. So you can set this down really quickly. Also has these where you can like hang it on a fence or something, but then it closes back up here and you're good to go. Now this is a Ulanzi one as well. I do forget the name of this. I just got it, but I'll link it down below. Really neat. Once again, like flip out, deploys really quickly, folds down. And I feel like ergonomically, it's just set up with that angle. So it's super nice, like if you're trying to vlog or something like that, even with an action camera. So I'm bringing this along with one of those Ulanzis typically if I need to. This is just a quick deploy type thing that I really like. So this will be linked down below as well. All right, now if I'm just trying to run and gun with an action camera, I actually have been enjoying this. This is another one from Insta360, but it's their power handle. So the cool thing about that is it's going to give you some extra battery power. And then you can also click this button right here. And because it's integrated with the camera, that will start recording, right? So it's a really good way. Another way, if you don't want to carry something so bulky, you know, with that one, my intention, the one I just showed you, my intention was really for my bigger camera, but for an action camera, this is so cool, right? This of course tilts and you can just hit the button. So it's really designed if you like run and gun and vlog and stuff. And again, it's going to give you that extra battery. But there's also another pretty cool thing, and it has an included kind of tripod as well, right? So you can set that down on tables. So I think like if you are like a city vlogger, or you're, you know, looking to run around and do vacation videos, or even if you want to, you know, film your kids, think about it. You know, you just set this on the table, or you can pick it up, you can move it to track them, you can spin it around, track us. And of course with the Ace Pro, what I really like is this flip up, right? So then, especially if you're a vlogger, you can see yourself really easily instead of having using like the front display. So this is the Insta360 power handle. And yeah, it's come in handy. And of course, I love this white, man. I think this white is so sick. Looks so good. All right, now in terms of attaching to your car, right? So I have two options here. And, you know, be careful when you're attaching things to your car, especially on the outside. Nothing's perfect. You want to be very, very careful. There's a lot of different ones of these, but they are more on the expensive side. These things are going to run sometimes like 60 to 70 bucks. Maybe you catch it on sale for 39 bucks. But I like this type of mechanism. It's got a ball head. It's built with metal. You push this down in the car and then you use this pump. And this pump really does make it really, really secure. But again, just be very, very careful. If dust is on your car, the other day I had, it's winter here in Montana, so there was like ice and stuff, sucked this down, no bueno. It almost slid off, so luckily I caught it in time. But this is like the Mac Daddy heavy duty. I put this on the outside of the rig, but again, it's a bit more on the pricey side. Now recently I just got a less expensive one. This is just a generic one, like down below. And it works pretty good. This is my second one of this actually. And I got more action cameras, so I needed another cheaper version. I got this during Black Friday for like $8 or something. But this again is the same type of model. I think I paid 12 bucks for it. But I really like this one because it has a metal head or like a metal shaft there. So I just feel a bit more comfortable. And again, it's not going to give you the ability to, you know, pump it down like we had with the newer one, but Air, I don't know how to say that, but this has this lever that then, you know, kind of seals on. So my intention with this is hopefully not to use it outside of the car. I'm going to put this on like my, you know, windscreen or like on a window or something, or on the back windows. I can't see myself trusting this one probably enough. I suspect eventually I probably will in a pinch, or I'll forget something and I'll use it. I think it'd still be okay on the outside, but for me, it's probably going to stay on the inside as much as I can. So I think that about covers mainly my accessories that I use in terms of my tripods, my selfie sticks, and then how do I attach it to my cars and things like that. So it's not an extensive list, but these are the things I tend to grab for like my shooting style. In regards to travel, I have a couple different things, but first of all, I really like these. I wrap my lenses in these. This is your Ulanzi. Folks, I should be sponsored by Ulanzi, but I love this because I can just make these into whatever shape I need. I throw these in, I wrap them up, and then I put them in my bag. My bag is upper end, you'll see here in a minute, but it offers a lot of protection. Now, these don't cost much. These would be great stocking stuffers. You can use these to wrap cameras in. Whether you have like, action cameras, 360 cameras, or big cameras, right? You can wrap lenses in these things. This is kind of like a catch-all. We can wrap so many protective things, ND filters. And it's really neat because this kind of sticks. I don't know what technology this is, but it just kind of sticks to itself. So highly recommend these, and they're not that expensive. Again, these were by Ulanzi. All right, for bags, I've got 3 different bags that I pretty much use depending on the circumstance. And my everyday bags, if you will, is kind of broken between 2 different models. Now, unfortunately, this is more of the high end, but I believe that you're getting a lot of value for the money you're spending here. Again, lifetime guarantees. These are going to be 2 separate bags that I use from Peak Design. The first bag I use is their 10-liter everyday Sling. This is a really great option. It's made very well, and you'd be surprised how much stuff you can fit in this. Like if I'm going out for the day or something like that, typically what I can do is I can put my mirrorless camera in here with a smaller lens, put another lens on one side of it, and then even put like Insta360's X4 Air, for example, which is a 360-degree camera. I can throw in, the Ace Pro or something, Ace Pro 2. I can throw in the Pocket 3 and some batteries. So I can get all that plus this front pocket. I typically slide in ND filters. And it also has these straps where you can add below a tripod or whatever it is. So oftentimes this is my mobile kit. One of the cool things about Peak Design that I really like is just when you open it up, you can see you have some ability to make this very modular. You can fold this down, put things on top. So it not only does a great job of protection, but it gives you a lot of choice when you want to organize these things. I put my main camera right down in here, and then all those other things I mentioned go on the side. Really solid zipper, and the carry system is cross-body, so it's not that bulky for me, and it's quality, man. It's Peak Design, so you're gonna get quality buckles and a quality strap. This is my go-to. Pretty much, if I'm gonna go around here and do something like pretty much mobile where I want to have quick access, I don't need a whole lot of gear. Well, this is what I'll bring, typically with one of those Ulanzi selfie tripods strapped below. Now, if I need something more, I do reach for this. This, again, is very pricey, Peak Design. One of the reasons I like this is because it has some weather sealant on it. It's like this material. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's very water repellent, and it even has some of these seam sealed. So water has a tough time getting into this. In here, if it starts snowing or raining or whatever, I know that I can be somewhat protected. I can typically get, somewhere I can stay dry. But this is going to keep all my camera gear not only padded and protected, but also kind of sheltered from some of the crazy weather we get here in Montana. Now, one of the things that I like about this bag is it has a really nice top access. So you can get at this really quickly if you need to. But when you have this on the strap system, which is also really good, I'm a bigger guy. So a lot of these bags that are competitors from China, the harness is just too small for me. So you can tuck these away if you need to bring this on carry-on. The harness system's pretty good. One of the cool things is you can throw it off one of your shoulders, and you can open this up, and you can see here, again, very modular like we saw in the everyday Sling. And you can slide in, to figure out however you want to organize it. If you have your camera here, you take it off one shoulder, you can grab it, take whatever you need to, put it back in. I think for travel, especially for short trips, especially having a lot of this division, you can have your camera gear here and maybe like some carry-on stuff, right? Or like an extra set of clothes. I use a lot of like merino wool when I travel, so I like to have at least one set of clothes in case I get delayed or whatever it may be. So for shorter trips, this is the bag that I like to take. And then also if I need, more kit, I'm going to bring my drone, for example. I will bring this into the mountains as well. just because it gives me that quick access, and it's designed really, really well. This is one area I don't mind spending the money because I have tested out just a ton of bags. And again, I'm not affiliated with Peak Design, but they do a tremendous job, especially with their engineering and just truly understanding the needs of people that kind of do this stuff. This next bag is the bag that I used when I went to China, and it's a little bit bigger. That last bag was 30 liters. This is 35 liters, but really it packs out to be much bigger. This is the, I'm gonna see if I can get it in frame. This is the AER Travel Pack 3. A couple of different material options. I went with the cheapest. There is a small version and a regular version. I went with the regular. This thing is like $250, folks, but it allowed me to do a couple things that I really liked. And the harness system again for this, again, I'm a bigger fella. I ended up getting the waist strap for this one because I knew I'd carry a lot. This harness is so comfortable. It also has load lifters on top, which for me, you don't really find a lot of bags with that, especially travel type bags. This is carry-on compliant. So I carried it onto an international flight, no problem. It's got a nice front access zipper here, and the zippers are really good. This is just one cavernous thing, and that continues here. But first up, this is probably what I really like the most, is it has a ton of organization there. So you can see the front little flap here. You can even put stuff down in here. There's plenty of room, but this is going to give you a lot of different options to keep your things organized when you're traveling. But I also brought this along when I was like the Maker Fair as like my camera bag, so I could keep my ND filters and everything kind of laid out where I needed it, but it doesn't really look like a camera bag, right? It looks more like just a regular backpack. So then the next level on this bag is one of the reasons I got it, is it's just very open, right? So it's just an open pit that can expand, and then you can fill this up with things. And I used packing cubes and stuff like that. And I was also able to fit that sling in here. So the 10-liter everyday sling I had on the bottom, so I can easily pull that out for security with my camera stuff. And then I've had a bunch of other things in here as well as a change of clothes. And then on the other side of here, you can put a laptop. Then you can also put a laptop back here. Then it has a front pocket as well. Or a top pocket. Now this top pocket is cool because it's lined, right? So I put my sunglasses in that top pocket. Has this handle as well. You cannot tuck away these, which is a bummer for a lot of folks that travel. So you can't tuck away the harness system. But overall, this bag, like, I got to tell you, I'm in love with this bag. I'm kind of a bag guy, as you can see. Hopefully no one would suspect that there is, in fact, you know, a lot of cameras in here and a lot of money in here. But overall comfort, highly recommend this. This is the AER Travel Pack 3. So this next product is a bit of a luxury, and it's a little expensive. This came in at like $100, but this is a fog machine. Now I watch all these fancy folks that do all these camera stuff, and you know, are ex-Hollywood people and film school people, and I learned a lot from them. But one of the cool things I saw was they were using a lot of these mist machines or smoke machines. It just diffuses some of the light like that's coming into the window, and it makes it look more I don't know, cinematic, if you will, or misty, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on, and you can see what it looks like now, and then I'll fill the room full of smoke if my smoke alarm doesn't go off, and you can see what that looks like. But pretty easy to use. You fill it up with this like I don't know, some sort of liquid smoke stuff. I don't know what it is, and then you power it on. Let's see if I can get this to power on. There we go. And it does take a minute. You got a little display there. You can set it. And then if you just hold this down, let's see if it will catch. Yeah, you see? Yeah, son. Look at it. So cinematic. Look. Cinematic. Nah. But let me fill this room up and you'll see what I'm saying. Also, I don't have any pants on, so sorry. Cinematic. No, that just looks like I'm at like Snoop Dogg concert or something, man. Let's see if this thing filters out a little bit. Maybe if I wave around. All right, look, okay, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, that might be shocking now because you saw it like very crisp and clear, but I think if you were watching this, you probably just wouldn't even notice it. Almost looks fake in a way. But you can see over here by the window, right? Like it diffuses the light, diffuses that dome light over there. So again, this is just a portable smoke machine. I don't know, kind of fun, right? So $100 for this, so not the most inexpensive thing, but A lot of people use this. I've seen people even use it outside, like the professional types. They use it, in their cars. They use it in the studios when they go on shoots to film stuff. So, if you're doing documentary work or something like that, this might be something that you might want to consider. Very probably limited use case for most people, but fun little product. All right, for this next section, it's going to be about Insta360. They're having some great deals on action cameras, 360-degree cameras, and a lot of their accessories. They just came out with a couple new accessories that I'm really excited about. And I got to be honest with you, I'm having a whole lot of fun with the Ace Pro 2 and the accessories that they sent along. So they did provide these to us, but they also provided some links for you guys in the audience to get a free gift. I think a lot of them come with their microphones. You will get their Air, I think they call it, Insta360 Air microphone. It's a really small microphone that you just clip on, really good sound quality, and you're also going to get a lot of money off of a lot of their top cameras. Their flagship right now is their Ace Pro 2. Now this might look a little different. I have it set up with some of their accessories, but the Ace Pro 2 is right in here. This happens to be what they're calling their Xplorer Grip Pro, and it just really gives you the ability to slide in. Let me get this out here. You can slide in and out this action camera, right? And you slide it into this housing, and what does it look like? It certainly looks like a old school or a new school point and shoot. So let me take out this bottom piece. We'll talk about this later. But now you can see this form factor. You're going to get a handle here, and you're going to get a shutter button. You're going to get the ability to zoom by using this rocker. And then this dial right here, you can actually assign to things like exposure compensation, or you can even change the color profiles. So this is a really popular grip. There was the Explorer. I don't think it was the Pro. It was a little bit laid out a little bit differently than this. They made a lot of advancements. It's a lot easier to use, in my opinion. The old one had kind of like this lever system for the shutter, and that wasn't great because I would oftentimes bump it and start the camera or whatnot. But yeah, this is a great bundle, and you can actually buy the grip standalone. I think it's $100, but there might be some deals down below, as I mentioned, so you might want to check that out. Now below this, okay, is their printer. This is a printer, and you put this on. You don't have to put this on. It connects via Bluetooth, but if you remember Polaroids, this is going to print out something very similar. It's using the sublimation process. It does take about a minute, but it's really high quality print. It prints, kind of layers the colors on top of it. But look at this thing, man. How cool is that? So even with this thing on, you can take photos. And the great thing about the Ace Pro, in terms of action cameras, it is going to produce the best looking photos. As compared to something like DJI, they just have more megapixels, right, for the photography side. And even for the video side in some instances. So this camera actually produces some pretty stunning images. Now the other thing that you can do with this is you can put on a couple different lenses, right? They have a cinematic lens, which is going to provide like that anamorphic squeeze, and like off of like artificial light, you're going to see like these starbursts. They have a wide angle lens, and then they have a macro lens. I'm going to go on the website to show you those, but these are really neat because now you just screw these on and you're going to get a couple different perspectives. They're just kind of moving this towards like more of that handheld, and having these lenses is really neat. I'll be doing a full review on all of this stuff, so make sure you pay attention to the channel for that. But yeah, let's jump on the website and walk through some of these Insta360 deals that I'd like to point out to you. All right, if we head over to their website, first of all, a lot of those deals down below is going to give you a free Mic Air. And these are great little microphones. It hooks up to the X4 Air, the Go Ultra, X5, X4, Insta Ace Pro 2. So if you are going to buy this for someone as a gift, it's an amazing gift if they don't have a microphone. Make sure that it's one of those models down here below. But if you buy one of these models as well, there are some deals, like I mentioned down below, where you're going to get this for free. So I wanted to point this out. It is on sale right now for $39, marked down from $49. We were talking about the Ace Pro. The Ace Pro is on sale as well. You can just get the standard bundle, or you could get one of these bundles that include things like the printer. So this flash print bundle, for example, is going to give you a nice little carrying case. It's also going to give you the ability to print out stuff, and it's going to give you this sunshade, if you will. This also protects the back of your camera. So there's a couple different bundles that you might want to check out here, depending on what you are looking to buy. The one thing I did notice is that any of the bundles that include the new lenses, apparently they're not yet on the website. So you may just want to check back. or hit notify me right here when these bundles are in stock. Let's take a look at some of the accessories we went over. This is the Xplorer Grip Pro Kit, and I really like this. It comes with an internal battery, so it's going to charge it, and they've reworked this whole system so it's now all very integrated. And you sync up with this, you just plug it in. There's a little USB thing you take off the door and you plug it in. And really this thing becomes a point and shoot. As I mentioned, you're gonna have a shutter button where you can click to take photos or start videos. You're gonna have this dial wheel that is customizable to a bunch of different things. Like I mentioned, exposure compensation, or even moving between different color profiles. This is a really sleek design. It's super sturdy. It's made very well. It's all high quality stuff. I'm really enjoying using this. I think it's a great form factor. And I think a lot of folks that have an Ace Pro, if you're looking for a gift, I would love to open this up, trust me. Especially if they may be a little bit older folks who remember when we were using these point and shoots a lot. They're still in use today, but it just gives you a really familiar feel, and it's super sturdy, and it allows you to really keep the camera stable and things like that. So I think this would be a great gift. So we talked about in one of the bundles, you're actually going to get this flip up screen hood. This not only protects it, but what it does is it allows you to protect yourself from the sun, or the screen from the sun. Oftentimes when you have any LCD, this isn't a knock on any camera will do this, the sun and the glare is really a problem. So this is actually attached on via an adhesive, but it also has a magnet. So this whole thing can come on and off. So this is a really good gift. Again, if you're looking for someone that already has an Ace Pro, $26.99. Go ahead and get this for them as like a stocking stuffer. I think that would be really cool. Next up, we're going to take a look at those lenses. I think they're down below here. And unfortunately, as I mentioned, those lenses are out of stock right now. But again, you do have the ability to set up a notify me just in case they do come in stock before Christmas. So cinematic lens, close-up lens, and the ultra-wide lens, $109, $124, $69. And when these come in stock, you got to assume also that that bundle would come into stock as well if you're looking at getting these lenses. And of course, I don't want to glance over their other cameras, but I am going to be doing a review on this one too. This is the X4 Air. It's just a lighter version, an improved version of the X4. I've been very clear with this. In terms of 360-degree cameras, there is no company anywhere close to Insta360. I've used DJI's products. I have used Insta360 360-degree cameras forever. I will not film 360 degrees unless it's with an Insta360 camera. And that's not a shill. That is based off of my time with all these cameras and testing and comparing them. Consistently, Insta360 has had the better product, and it is what it is. That's based on my opinion, but it's also on my data, 5-6 years of using their cameras and their competitors. So take that for what you will. But I appreciate Insta360 sending over these products. I will have some of the reviews coming out, and of course, I really appreciate them providing these discounts down below. So if you're interested in this product or a bunch of other products that they have on their website that are on sale, make sure you check that links down below. Well, I really hope you did find something, especially for someone that might be a bit difficult like myself at times. This hopefully gives you a couple different options in all types of price range that you can make sure you're dropping something into that stocking, or you're providing one of the coolest gifts you can to someone like me underneath the tree. So with that, my name's Hill Phantom. I appreciate it if you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.